Now let's get to some NBA stuff, because I got to start off the show there, right? We got to get to the NBA Finals. It's starting tomorrow night in Boston between the Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. The series features a trip down memory lane for two players, Kyrie Irving of the Mavericks and Kristaps Porzingis of the Celtics. While the Mavs had a talented roster, Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic were unable to get out of the first round during their short stint as teammates. Yesterday, Porzingis met with the media and said he's looking forward to going up against his old team. As for Kyrie, he shouldn't expect a warm welcome in Boston tomorrow night, to say the least, after two tumultuous seasons where critics say he lacked leadership. And that was the kind variety of insults they've thrown in his direction. You may recall Kyrie told Celtics fans he was committed to staying in Boston only to sign with the Brooklyn Nets months later, right? You may recall he stomped his foot on the parquet floor on the leprechaun and all of that stuff. Remember all of that? Flipped the bird to the fans. All of this stuff has happened. Respectfully, I don't give a damn about any of that. That Kyrie Irving is gone. This Kyrie Irving is the one that's worth talking about. The guy that's been a superstar, the guy that has closed the deal, the guy that has exhibited leadership for the Dallas Mavericks, who the players find themselves incredibly deferential to. And by the way, he's the one champion on the Dallas Mavericks. It ain't Luka that's got a championship ring. It ain't Lively that's got a championship ring. It ain't Gafford or Derrick Jones or P.J. Washington that has a championship ring, okay? It's him. Now, I understand that Jason Kidd has a championship ring as a player for the Dallas Mavs, by the way, back in 2011. We get all of that. We understand that. I understand that Jason Kidd is looking for one as a coach because we know how exceptional of a coach that he is. But to me, Kyrie's going to be pivotal in this series. You've got to be able to score the ball against Boston. Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, and, of course, if Porzingis comes back, it makes for very interesting. Nobody is doubting that the Boston Celtics have the best starting five in basketball. Nobody is doubting that the Boston Celtics should be favorites. Nobody is doubting that the Boston Celtics, when you look at them, assuming Porzingis is healthy, should win this series. But I'm of the mindset, I don't give a damn about that either. I'm looking at the 20 points of 51.6% shooting, 7.2 rebounds, 2 assists, nearly 2 blocks per game from Porzingis. The brother ain't playing since the end of April. And oh, by the way, let me throw out a couple of nuggets for y'all just to take into consideration. He's 7'3", he can shoot the three, he can block shots. That makes things very formidable. That makes the Boston Celtics very formidable. I can't deny that. If you're Luka Doncic and you in the lane, it's not as easy to just keep somebody on your hip, wondering whether a big man's going to come and help or whether he's going to lay back to prevent one of those alley-oops. Those are all things you got to watch out for with Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. And if Porzingis is in the lineup, that makes things considerably easier for the Boston Celtics as opposed to Porzingis being gone and Al Horford being the one in that lineup. Because I don't trust Boston's bench personally. It's their starting five that's elite. I don't trust their bench. But I bring this up to say this to y'all. Have we been watching the Dallas Mavericks? Have we been watching the Dallas Mavericks? Now, I know some people are going to look at me and they're going to talk to my prediction. They're going to say, what the hell does he know? He's wrong all the time about the prediction. Actually, I've got the last 2 or 3 NBA Finals correct. I went through a bad stretch there about 5 or 6 years where, stimulus packages were given to LeBron James by the NBA and stuff like that, or injuries took place when Golden State and Kevin Durant goes down with the Achilles injury, because we all know I would have been right about that series. These are the kind of things that happen. But in the end, I've been pretty much right. I picked Golden State to beat Boston. I picked Denver to beat Miami. You understand what I'm saying? I picked the Lakers to beat Miami. I'm not completely dumb, deaf, and blind. I get it right a lot of times. And here's what I'm going to tell you today. I got the Dallas Mavericks pulling the upset and winning this series. I don't like them in a Game 7 in Boston. I like them in 6 in Dallas. Could they win a Game 7 in Boston? Sure. Could they lose in 7? Yes, they could. But the greatness of Luka Doncic is something I think we got to be prepared to behold. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown going to have to step up and bring it to another level. There's no question about that. Kyrie Irving and his greatness, I think, will come shining through. I'm thinking about P.J. Washington and Derek White. And I'm like, if those brothers are hitting threes, Boston is not going to beat the Dallas Mavericks. And when it comes to Porzingis, here's my issue with Porzingis. 2 things. Number one, he's not healthy. They say that the calf injury he suffered is similar to what Kevin Durant, suffered in the playoffs before sitting out and then coming back for the finals, and then after that, he tore his Achilles. They talk about being fearful that that could happen to Porzingis, number one. Number two, They say he's not 100% healthy. He hasn't played in more than a month. So the way that I look at it, I'm like, okay, he's not 100%. But Boston is kind of weak in the pick and roll defensively. And on top of it all, Porzingis, his lateral movement was never good when he was healthy. So what the hell is it going to be now? I'm thinking about those things. If Porzingis is 100% healthy, I pick Boston to win this series. But I think the fact that his health is compromised, and I don't expect him to be anywhere near 100%, I think that spells trouble for Boston. And the combination of that with Kyrie and Luka coming, I'm of the mindset that Dallas can win this series. A part of me would be happy about that, even for Kyrie Irving. Yes, it's true. Definitely for Jason Kidd. Yes, it's true. But I don't root against Jason Tatum. I'm a fan of Jason Tatum, love Jason Tatum. But I'm just of the mindset that what I'm seeing from Luka and what I'm seeing from Kyrie and what I'm seeing from a series, okay, when they go up against OKC and then they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, what I'm seeing from that standpoint, I cannot ignore. And because I can't ignore that, and I think that Porzingis' health is compromised, I'm going to pick Dallas to win this series. Now, obviously, all of that goes out the window if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown explode and play like the $300 million player one already is and another is soon to be. But it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen.